Hello everyone. Welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. General Hospital prediction. Michael destroys Drew. Currently on GH, Michael Corinthos has no idea that his wife, Willow Tate, kissed his uncle, Drew Kane, on the 4th of July. To complicate matters further, Drew admitted to Willow that he could imagine a future with her if things were different. So, it wasn't just an innocent kiss. There were feelings behind it. They both want to put it behind them, but that's easier said than done. Plus, Willow is drowning in guilt over betraying her husband. Indeed, Michael would rage if he found out. Willow wants to move on with her life with Michael on General Hospital. But it looks like she's about to crack. Furthermore, her good friend Sasha Gilmore saw the kiss. So it's only a matter of time before the truth gets out and the fallout could be epic. Mikey's desperate move gives him ammo on GH. Recently, Michael Corinthos, Chad Duell, went to Nina Reeves, Cynthia Watt-Rose, for a favor. He needs her to introduce him to Congressman Larry McConkey, Sam McMurray. He wants to persuade the congressman to open an investigation against FBI agent John Jagger Cates, Adam Harrington. In turn, he's hoping that we'll get the charges against his mother, Carly Corinthos Spencer, Laura Wright, dropped. He finally managed to convince Nina by agreeing to peace between them on General Hospital. However, she warned him that it's risky. Not only for them but for Drew Kane Quartermain, Cameron Matheson, who's running for Congress. She says there will be a massive uproar from the media if they find out that the nephew of McConkey's hand-picked successor leaned on him to tip the scales in his mother's favor. It will be the end of McConkey's legacy as well as Drew's campaign. Michael swears that all he is doing is bringing the actions of a rogue FBI agent to McConkey's attention. He believes he can avoid any fallout and claims Drew will be fine. However, Michael still doesn't know about what's going on with Drew and Willow Tate, Caitlin McMullen, on General Hospital. So, when he learns the truth, it could be a game changer, and might use his plan as a weapon against Drew. General Hospital prediction. Drew going down? Once Michael knows about the kiss and more importantly, the feelings between Willow and Drew, he will flip. And by the time he finds out, even more might happen between them. It's clear that they're finding it hard to resist their attraction to one another. Soon, they could end up sleeping together. If so, Michael's marriage to Willow would likely be over. But he may also vow to make Drew pay for getting physical with his wife. Indeed, he'll be furious and he could very well destroy Drew's future in politics, and also his good name. Perhaps, Nina is using this to her advantage as well on General Hospital. Remember, she knows about Drew's kiss with Willow. So, she may use Michael's plan as leverage over Drew to keep him away from Willow. Of course, for the sake of Willow's marriage. But also, because Nina's developing feelings for Drew. No doubt, he thinks he has everything under control. But his world is dangerously close to crashing down around him. GH is full of shocks and twists. Don't miss a minute to see if Michael Corinthos ruins Drew's life on the ABC soap opera. Port Charles is no stranger to betrayal, and this time, the storm brewing between Michael Corinthos and Drew Kane could burn hotter than anything the town has seen in years. What began as a partnership forged in loyalty and family pride has begun to crack under the weight of ego, guilt, and hidden motives. In the coming weeks, the stage may be set for Michael to deliver a ruthless takedown, one that could leave Drew broken, exposed, and questioning everything he thought he knew about the Corinthos name. The calm before the corporate storm. 4 months, Michael and Drew have worked side by side at Aurora Media, trying to rebuild the company's reputation after scandals and family turmoil. But beneath Michael's calm professionalism, resentment has been simmering. Drew has been throwing his weight around, making executive decisions without consulting Michael, shifting resources, and whispering promises to investors that leave Michael out of the loop. Michael, already reeling from personal betrayals, especially the collapse of his trust in Willow after her emotional bond with another man, is done playing the loyal son, the obedient partner, or the quiet moral compass. He's tired of everyone around him pretending to know what's best for him. And in Drew, he sees not a brother figure, but a rival who needs to be put in his place. Drew, on the other hand, is consumed by his own demons. Haunted by the time he lost in captivity and desperate to prove he's more than Jason's shadow, he's been clinging to control. Over his business, his relationships, even over Carly. But his grip is slipping. His temper is showing. And when Michael senses that weakness, he'll pounce. Carly's dilemma. torn between sons. The heart of this coming war isn't just business, it's family. Carly, always the fierce protector, will find herself in an impossible position. Both Michael and Drew mean the world to her. But when tensions rise and accusations fly, she'll have to choose, and that choice might fracture her family beyond repair. Sources say Carly will begin to notice Drew's erratic behavior before anyone else does. His sleepless nights, his reckless decisions, and his increasing paranoia about loyalty. He'll start accusing Michael of plotting behind his back, which ironically pushes Michael to start doing just that. Carly's instinct will be to calm Drew down, to remind him of the love and trust between them, but as Michael begins to play his cards, Drew's insecurities will skyrocket. He'll feel betrayed not only by Michael, but by Carly's unwillingness to fully side with him. And when the dust settles, it could be Carly's love that Michael weaponizes. The setup: Michael's ruthless move. Michael has inherited more than his father's ambition. He's also absorbed Sonny's instinct for timing and manipulation. He knows how to watch, wait, and strike when it counts. Drew, caught in his emotional spiral, will make a critical mistake. Perhaps a financial decision that crosses a legal or ethical line. Maybe he shifts Aurora funds to cover a personal project or uses insider knowledge to gain leverage. Whatever the misstep, Michael will be there to witness it. But instead of confronting Drew directly, Michael will quietly build his case. He'll consult with corporate attorneys, plant whispers among the board, and make sure every misstep Drew takes is documented and magnified. Michael won't lash out in anger. He'll orchestrate a coup. He'll call an emergency meeting of the board, expose Drew's blunders, and announce his own plan to save the company. It'll be a move straight out of Sonny's playbook. Cold, decisive, and devastatingly effective. Drew's downfall, and his dangerous response. Once Michael pulls the trigger, Drew will lose everything. His position, his reputation, and perhaps even Carly. Aurora will turn its back on him, investors will flee, and Drew will realize too late that Michael had been steps ahead all along. But Drew Kane isn't the kind of man who stays down for long. What makes this prediction explosive is how Drew might retaliate. Rumors swirl that Drew will dig into Michael's past. His business dealings, his alliances, even his role in the SEC fallout that nearly took Carly down. Drew could use that information to turn the tables, but if he acts out of emotion rather than strategy, he may only dig his hole deeper. And then there's Jason Morgan, the wild card. When he learns that his two brothers are destroying each other, Jason will try to intervene. But will he take Michael's side or Drew's? Jason's loyalty to Carly could put him squarely against Michael, especially if he sees the takedown as a betrayal of everything the Corinthos name once stood for. The fallout: a Corinthos family implosion. The ripple effects will be massive. Carly's world will crumble as her two closest allies become enemies. Willow, who's tried to encourage peace and stability, will feel her marriage unravel under the strain. And Nina, never one to miss an opportunity, could swoop in, offering Drew a partnership to rebuild his career. If that happens, Michael will find himself facing not just a corporate rival, but a vengeful duo, Drew Kane and Nina Reeves. Together, they could wage a PR war against Michael, threatening both Aurora's integrity and the Corinthos' legacy. But make no mistake, Michael's move will mark a turning point. It'll show the world that he's not the quiet, wounded son anymore. He's a player in his own right, capable of ruthless ambition and devastating power plays. The psychological twist: Michael's true motivation. What makes this story truly tragic is the why. Michael's not just driven by revenge or greed. Deep down, he's trying to reclaim control over a life that spun wildly out of his grasp. Losing trust in Willow, feeling overshadowed by Drew, and watching Sonny drift further into chaos has made him desperate to assert dominance, to prove he's more than a victim of Port Charles's endless betrayals. But in destroying Drew, Michael risks destroying himself. The guilt, the fractured family, the pain in his mother's eyes. It'll all hit him once the adrenaline fades. And that's when the Real story begins.